Have you ever dreamed of retiring in California? Or settling near the coast, enjoying a mild climate, good health care, and a high quality of life? That dream is now turning into a nightmare for thousands of people. High interest rates, cutthroat property taxes, soaring living costs, unstable safety, falling home values, and worst of all, confidence in the market is crumbling. What was once celebrated, from San Diego, Beverly Hills, to Palm Springs or Irvine, is now stalling, even entering a painful correction cycle. If you are over 50, you know that one wrong decision in real estate right now could cost you your entire life savings. In today's video, we'll expose 10 cities in California you should avoid buying a home in 2025. Not to scare you, but to help you stay sharp and make wiser choices. Because in a market flooded with false expectations and flashy advertising, the truth is harder than ever to find. Stay until the end, because city number 10, once praised as a paradise, is now in freefall, and very few people even realize it. 10. San Diego. San Diego was once the place where buying a home couldn't go wrong. But by 2025, even this symbol of safety is sliding downward. And for those over 50, the financial consequences may be heavier than ever. If you thought San Diego home prices would rise forever, look at today's market. What was once the promised land after the pandemic is now flooded with listings. More than 5,164 homes currently on the market, nearly triple the number from 2023. This isn't just a statistic. It's a clear signal sellers are fleeing, and buyers, if not cautious, may end up with a depreciating liability from day one. The pace of price growth has collapsed, from 22.4% in 2022 down to 11.3% in 2024, and now just 0.8% in 2025. A hard break not seen in San Diego for over a decade. With thousands of sellers struggling to unload, nearly 28% of listings have cut prices, the highest since 2019, and that's only the official figure. In reality, many homes are being quietly discounted through private negotiations. Buyers now hold the upper hand. No more bidding wars, no more paying an extra $50,000 just to win the dream house. But ironically, with interest rates hovering around 7%, many middle-aged families still can't qualify for loans, even as prices fall. The dream of homeownership has become a subtle trap, where you think you're scoring a bargain, but in truth, you're stepping into a declining market. And if you live on a pension, savings, or are preparing to retire in the next few years, this is the time to be more cautious than ever. With property taxes around 1.1%, plus coastal insurance costs ranging from $6,000 to $10,000 per year, the total cost of owning a home in San Diego can consume more than 90% of a median household's income. Imagine working 30 years only to spend every month worrying about housing bills. Even market experts admit San Diego in 2025 is going through something worse than a typical housing crisis. Not because prices collapsed overnight, but because it is slow, drawn out, and full of illusions. Buyers feel like they have the advantage, but in reality, they are stepping into a market of continuous decline, with no clear bottom in sight. And the big question is, do you really want to enter this market at age 50 or 60, clinging to the fragile hope that things will get better? Or should you wait and observe before betting on a city once called paradise, but now quietly turning into one of California's most dangerous financial traps? It's not just the coastal cities that are shaking. Even the ultra-luxury segment, once thought to be immune, is starting to crack. 9. Long Beach. You may have thought Long Beach was a safe haven, the last place where you could still touch the California dream at a reasonable price. But by 2025, that dream is turning into a financial trap that many people over 50 can't escape. Long Beach was once seen as the most accessible gateway to coastal living, a practical choice if you couldn't afford Beverly Hills or Santa Monica. But now, even after paying more than $824,000 for a home, thousands of middle-aged and older families are stuck in a market where asset values keep slipping, while costs climb higher every month. In just 1 year, home prices in Long Beach have fallen nearly 2%, wiping out tens of thousands of dollars in value, and that's only the surface. More worrying, the time it takes to sell a home has risen from 36 days to 49 days and continues to lengthen. Houses that once flew off the market in a week now sit idle for months, even after multiple price cuts. Sellers are drained, still paying property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs, while buyers hold back, afraid of catching a falling knife in a risky market. With mortgage rates hovering around 6.8%–7%, the loan payment alone eats up over $4,800 a month for an average home, not including taxes and insurance. For many at or near retirement age, that number is not just high, it throws their finances off balance, pushing even the most cautious into a spiral of anxiety. You worked your whole life, saved every dollar, not to spend your golden years counting interest payments or worrying that your house is losing value faster than inflation. Home insurance costs in Long Beach are also skyrocketing, especially for homes near the ocean or in wildfire or earthquake-prone areas. Several major insurers have already stopped offering coverage in California's high-risk zones, forcing residents onto state-backed programs like the FAIR Plan, notoriously expensive and with limited benefits. The result: annual insurance costs can exceed $5,000–$8,000, making retirees feel like they're feeding a rusty safe that only drains them further. And it's not just the numbers. Long Beach is experiencing social shifts. What many once called a period of calm is now being acknowledged. Deteriorating infrastructure, severe traffic congestion, and a shortage of quality healthcare services are causing many older residents to lose faith in their ability to settle here for the long term. Some Asian and Latino families, who have held on for decades, are quietly listing their homes to move to other states like Arizona, Texas, or Tennessee, places with less ocean but far more stability. If you're thinking of buying a home in Long Beach this year, stop and ask yourself, are you buying into a dream that has already cracked? Think carefully, because at age 50 and up, one wrong step can wipe out a decade of savings. 8. Beverly Hills, the holy land of the ultra-rich, now quietly slipping into crisis. Did you think luxury real estate was immune to crisis? Look at Beverly Hills, where multi-million-dollar mansions are now being offered at steep losses. For the past decade, Beverly Hills has stood as the pinnacle of global real estate, a game only the ultra-wealthy dared to play. But by 2025, the game has flipped. The market is so subdued that many $10–20 million estates have to cut prices by millions just to transact. Home sales above $10 million dropped nearly 12% in just 2023, according to Forbes Global Properties. Notably, even though Los Angeles' new mansion tax does not apply in Beverly Hills, investor sentiment still retreated en masse. Early 2023 saw a wave of tax dodge sell-offs, but what followed was deadly silence. A true dead zone, no one asking, no one daring to sell. The median price in Beverly Hills once peaked at $11.4 million, but has now fallen to around $9.2 million, according to LaLuxuries.com. That's a decline of more than $2 million per property. Imagine being an investor in your 50s or 60s, pouring money into an expensive asset for safety, only to face a 7-figure loss in less than 2 years. It doesn't stop there. 2023 also marked the highest number of loss-making home sales in U.S. history, with Beverly Hills, along with other luxury markets in California, playing no small role in this bleak statistic, according to the San Francisco Standard. Even as 2024 showed a faint glimmer of activity in the $3 to $5 million segment, the overall Beverly Hills market remains severely illiquid. Too many sellers, too few buyers, mismatched expectations, and asset values deflating slowly but surely, leaving this market no longer a safe haven for the wealthy, but increasingly a wealth trap for those without patience or in need of cash flow. The message is clear for investors and middle-aged buyers. Don't let the glamour of Beverly Hills fool you. The ultra-luxury segment is not immune to downturns, and in a market without liquidity, things can fall apart faster than you think. From luxury to tech, California is showing one common theme: confidence disappears. And when confidence is gone, so is home value. 7. San Francisco. The tech icon, losing trust and losing people. San Francisco is no longer the golden sanctuary of the tech world. Today, it stands as living proof that a city can shine in prosperity, then plunge into freefall in just a few years. Look at the numbers: 62,000 people left San Francisco between 2020 and 2023, equal to a 7% population loss, the fastest decline in the U.S. in the post-COVID era. Even though international immigration helped the city recover slightly in 2023, the total population is still down 7.1% compared to the 2019 peak. And with the people leaving came the loss of confidence. Downtown is hollow. Office towers sit abandoned, stores shutter in rows. Businesses won't invest. Home buyers are on high alert. The result: new listings have dropped 25%, the lowest in 20 years. Sales have also fallen 24%, hitting the lowest point since the 2008 crisis. Home prices are plunging from a $1.8 million peak, 2022, down to $1.57 million in 2023, back to 2017 levels. Worse, in neighborhoods like Soma or Mission, prices have fallen below 2017, erasing all the pandemic-era gains. But the most painful truth? San Francisco is now the city with the highest loss-making sales rate in the U.S. That speaks not just to money, but to trust being shattered. For anyone over 50, looking for a stable place to live or invest, today's SF is a flashing red warning: don't rush in while the market still doubts itself. 6. Palm Springs. Retirement paradise turned into a cost trap. Palm Springs was once the dream retirement destination for generations of Americans, with sunshine, fresh air, peaceful scenery, and home prices more affordable than coastal cities. But by 2025, this paradise has turned into a massive financial trap for seniors living on fixed incomes. Home prices here skyrocketed after the pandemic. By May 2025, the median price was already 14.5% higher than the same month a year earlier, pushing the average into the $600,000 to $700,000 range, a level no longer affordable for most retirees. But the problem isn't just home prices. It's that the entire cost of living here has become a burden. From $400,000 before COVID, Palm Springs has now climbed above $650,000. And instead of being an opportunity, it has become a financial trap for retirees. The cost of living in Palm Springs is 31% higher than the U.S. average, from utility bills, since the hot, dry climate requires air conditioning nearly year-round, to taxes, food, and services. By calculation, an individual needs over $4,600 per month to live comfortably, while a family of 4 needs around $9,900 per month. Numbers far beyond the reach of most retirees living on fixed pensions. Palm Springs is no longer the affordable retirement destination it's advertised to be. With costs climbing and real estate prices rising, Many seniors are realizing they bought into a retirement dream, but are paying with a financial nightmare. And it's not just retirees. Even young families are getting trapped. The California dream has now become a financial puzzle for every generation. 5. Santa Clarita. Young families struggling under interest rates. Santa Clarita was once praised as the ideal place to raise a family. Its location not too far from Los Angeles, quiet communities, and many good schools made it a strong draw for young and middle-aged families. But that was the story a few years ago. Today, the place that once symbolized hope is where many families are fighting just to keep a roof over their heads. Home prices here once surged to nearly $800,000 during the pandemic, forcing many to take on large mortgages. But with 30-year mortgage rates now hovering around 7%, that loan has become an unimaginable burden, nearly $5,000 a month in principal and interest payments, not including taxes and insurance, a cost far out of reach for most household incomes. In August 2025, the median home price in Santa Clarita fell to around $772,000, a 2.8% drop from the year before. That decline may look small, but for those who bought at the peak of 2022-2023, it marks a double loss, paying high interest while watching their assets evaporate. On top of that, Santa Clarita is a distant suburb with high commuting costs due to soaring gas prices, not to mention long travel times, adding stress to family life. With stagnant incomes, rising expenses, high interest rates, and falling home values, many households here are trapped in a financial spiral with no way out. From Palm Springs to Santa Clarita, from retirees' dreams to young families' hopes, one common reality is clear: the California dream is slipping further out of reach. Home prices are too high, living costs keep climbing, and interest rates are turning home ownership into a burden. This is the time when buyers need to be more cautious than ever. What about where you live? Are you feeling the same pressures as in Palm Springs or Santa Clarita? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends who are considering buying a home in California. Because sometimes, knowing where not to buy is the smartest financial decision you can make. 4. Burbank, capital of lights fading into the shadows of recession. Once known as the film capital of the world, Burbank is not only home to giants like Disney and Warner Brothers, but also the creative heartbeat of America's entire entertainment industry. But in 2025, that glow is fading, as the city is hit directly by the prolonged shock in film production. Disney's massive layoff of 7,000 employees dealt a heavy blow to the local workforce. The prolonged strikes of 2023 froze hundreds of film projects, drying up cash flow in the industry, while many major studios gradually shifted production to lower-cost states like Georgia and New Mexico. This has stripped Burbank's housing market of its key driver, the high incomes of entertainment professionals. The median home price in Burbank has dropped to around $115 million, down 1.7% year-over-year, according to Zillow data. Home sales have slowed significantly, and transactions are thinning out. Burbank was once a real estate goldmine thanks to demand from film and media workers. But now, the quiet retreat of a multi-billion-dollar industry is pushing the city into risk territory. If the wave of production continues leaving California, Burbank will not only lose jobs, but also its long-term appeal in the housing market. Even cities once tied to glamour and strategic location are struggling to hold firm against the spiral of recession. 3. Oakland, gateway city, collapsing under crime and outmigration. Once expected to be San Francisco's breakout sibling thanks to its strategic location, and more affordable prices, Oakland is now among the fastest declining cities in California. Rising crime, shrinking population, and fleeing businesses, the three factors have combined to paint a grim picture. Between 2019 and 2022, violent crime in Oakland rose 18%, and in 2023 alone, robberies spiked 33%, according to CalMatters. It's not just residents leaving, even big businesses are fleeing. Target stores in Oakland shut down due to organized theft. Alameda County, where Oakland sits, posted one of the steepest population drops in the state this past year, highlighting the growing urban exodus. This has pushed the housing market into an unprecedented downturn. In August 2025, the median home price in Oakland fell to about $700,000, a staggering 2% drop from the year before, the sharpest decline on this list. Homes that once symbolized the dream of Bay Area ownership are now not only losing value but are also difficult to sell amid widespread safety concerns. Oakland today faces not just an economic crisis, but a crisis of confidence. Buyers no longer feel safe. Sellers can't unload their homes. The entire city seems adrift in a market that is shifting too quickly. From the bright lights of Burbank to the uneasy streets of Oakland, California is telling a very different housing story, no longer a safe haven for investment, but a landscape full of traps. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more honest, in-depth, and reliable analysis of the market. Because knowing where not to buy can sometimes matter more than knowing where to invest. 2. Irvine, model city with sky-high, unreal prices. Irvine, a name tied to the image of safety, master-planned communities, and top-ranked schools, was once the ideal choice for middle-class families dreaming of a perfect life. But behind the glamour, the housing market here has climbed to levels completely out of reach, even seen as disconnected from reality. From before the pandemic to 2025, the median home price in Irvine surged about 83%, or more than $732,000, the highest increase among California's major cities. The current median sales price is nearing $1.58 million, while the median household income is only around $125,000 and $130,000 per year. That means home prices are over 12 times income, a ratio fundamentally unsustainable by basic financial standards. It's not just the price that's extreme. The cost of ownership in Irvine is crushing property taxes based on inflated values, plus extra charges like CDD, mellow roofs in newer developments, sometimes reaching tens of thousands of dollars a year. With interest rates hovering around 7%, buyers can face over $8,000 per month in housing costs, a figure even the upper middle class must think twice about. Though Zillow still recorded a slight annual increase, plus 3.7%, many experts warn that Irvine's value bubble is being compressed. If confidence in rising prices breaks, the market here could face a painful correction, especially for those who bought at the peak with massive mortgages. And in the end, it leaves two starkly opposing pictures on one side: a model city with sky-high, unreal prices, and on the other, cheaper lands being left behind. 1. Bakersfield. Cheap paradise out of time, investors pulling out. Once the promised land for small investors thanks to low prices and high rental yields, Bakersfield, the agricultural hub of the Central Valley, is now seeing a quiet exodus of investors who once flocked here after the pandemic. Between 2020 and 2022, Bakersfield became a popular destination for buyers from Los Angeles and Orange County, where home prices were 2 to 3 times higher. But now, rising interest rates have squeezed rental margins, while home prices have little room left to climb. Transactions dropped about 14.7% over the past year, according to Houseo, showing that investor sentiment has cooled significantly. Even as demand weakens, home prices still ticked up about 3% in 2024, but that's no good sign. Prices rising while sales stagnate is a clear warning that the market is losing vitality. At an average of $350,000 to $400,000 per home, Bakersfield properties were once easily accessible to investors. But with mortgage rates nearing 8%, the cost of capital has eroded nearly all rental profits. On top of that, California's investment climate is increasingly restrictive. Rent control laws and strict tenant protection regulations are pushing many investors to redirect their money to states like Arizona, Texas, or Florida. No longer the cheap, high-return market it used to be, Bakersfield is losing its growth momentum. As speculative capital pulls out, the market will have to rely on real demand, which is fragile in today's economic environment. From Irvine, where prices are absurdly high, to Bakersfield, where investors are retreating, California's housing market in 2025 is undergoing a fierce filtering out process. What was once seen as paradise is now being revealed as high-risk territory, where uninformed buyers can easily be trapped in costly mistakes. If you found the insights in this video useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep receiving in-depth, honest, and valuable analysis. Because in today's market, accurate information is not just an advantage, it is the shield that protects your lifetime wealth. California's housing market is shaking in silence. Home prices are no longer climbing as before, yet borrowing costs, taxes, and living expenses keep rising. Cities that were once iconic, from San Francisco and Beverly Hills to Palm Springs and Irvine, are steadily losing their shine and appeal. The most dangerous part? Many people still don't realize the shift has already happened. Meanwhile, homebuyers, especially those over 50, are under unprecedented pressure. Lifetime savings can get locked up, retirement cash flow turns fragile, and the dream of stability can quickly flip into a financial nightmare. The sincere advice: stay sharp. Look at the real data. Don't follow the herd. Ask yourself, is the place I'm about to buy truly worth it? Or is it just gloss on paper? And what about you? Where are you living, and do you feel these changes firsthand? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss and warn each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because this channel will continue bringing you deep, direct, no-nonsense analysis. What you need to hear, not just what's easy to hear. Right now, knowing early means keeping your money. Knowing late means paying the price for a lifetime.